lights on. I am here with a couple of the cast members from EUGENIUS. I'm here with Liam and Scott. Hello.
Hello.
How are you both?
Good. Very well.
Very
thank
well,
you.
thanks.
Very well.
Good. I came to see it on Wednesday, and as a show, it's incredibly high energy, pretty much from the get-go. How's that?
It's amazing. I got asked this question the other day. Like, well, what do you do to like sustain the energy and sort of create the energy? Because it's a show where you can't really go into it lackluster. You have to have that sort of like drive and energy because the songs are so big and the storyline's so epic. Like you have to go in with be a force of nature. So I mean, we just laugh. Backstage is amazing. We have such a laugh, and you know, it's a show that you have to sustain the energy, which is brilliant.
I think it's the energy contributes to the style as well. Our director Ian spoke a lot about that. You just have to keep the energy and the pacing up. Otherwise, the whole thing. I think the script asks for it.
Sure.
Asks for things to clip along at a certain time, and there's a knowing quality to the style of this. So you'll notice there's a lot of sort of like facing out instead of playing things. You can't play it like it's Ibsen.
Oh, of course, yeah. I actually felt that seeing it on Wednesday is, although you don't particularly talk directly to the audience, it very much opens it up to bring the audience along with you.
Absolutely.
And that was very much a decision on Ian's part to invite the audience in to laugh with us.
Sure.
Because it's so cheeky.
It is a relatively, a new musical. How was it working with the creatives that obviously took this from day one and has been growing? We're just gonna carry on.
You saw what it looks like anyway.
Yeah, what was it like working so closely with the creatives?
It was amazing. I mean, it is a blessing for an actor to work on a new piece, especially like when it's. Well, they did have a version of the Paige in quite a while. Was it like a year ago they did that?
June 2016.
Yeah, so they had like a version in their mind, but apparently Act 2 is completely different to the Palladian version. I didn't see it, but apparently it's completely different. So yeah, as an actor, it's amazing to have that sort of freedom to go, oh, this is the character, this is his backstory. Let's create something here. For an actor, I think that's amazing.
Suggestions. If we wanted to tweak something or.
Oh, so you could pitch in sort of.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Even like lines that we didn't really, because he gave us the freedom to say, I don't really understand that, or we kind of don't really find that funny. So do you mind if we change it, or if you add this word, it might be a bit funnier, or he gave us that space and that sort of freedom to do that, which is amazing. Especially to have the writer in the room with us at the time was amazing. Yeah.
During the whole show, actually, you have these lots of one-liners and you have references to different productions throughout the 80s. Does that mean that maybe to begin with EUGENIUS was for the generation that maybe grew up through the 80s, or do you think it's really for any generation?
I think it's for any generation. I think there's something to enjoy no matter what age you are. We've had many people say in person and on Twitter that they don't even like musicals and they came to see EUGENIUS and had a terrific time and they absolutely adored it. And it's because it's an underdog story. It's a familiar story. You have an inkling of what's going to probably happen at the end. The little guy will prevail and conquer his fears and rise to the top. But there's something for everybody.
I think, personally, when it comes to a new production, there's only so much the cast and the creatives can do before they actually have to hand it over to the audience and let them carry it, and it's really up to them with how big the production gets. And social media has gone absolutely mad.
Yeah, it's just gone crazy.
Did you expect that at all?
I mean, it's difficult for, like, especially with a new musical, it's you don't know how the audience are going to react. But we, especially in rehearsals, the early start of rehearsals, I thought, oh, we've got something quite special here. And I didn't really anticipate how much the audience would actually enjoy it. It's blown. It's literally Go EUGENIUS. The hashtag was trending like a few weeks ago. It was crazy, like how much it's completely blown up.
So touching on the couple of characters that you just mentioned, tell us a little bit about EUGENIUS. What's it about? Who are the characters? Who do you guys play?
EUGENIUS is a story about a comic book artist geek, Eugene, played by yours truly, and he has big aspirations for his comic book ideas to take him far. He doesn't know quite where it's going to take him, but he knows that he's destined to do something incredible. With the help of his friends Ferris and Janie, He's encouraged to present his idea in class to this man's character, Theo. Dare we say the name, or do we wait to give it away?
Maybe just Theo.
Theo. And Eugene's comic book story of tough man and super hot lady gets picked up by a Hollywood producer, and his comic book gets turned into a film. And then it seems that some parts that Eugene has dreamed up in this comic book story, some bits may actually be real, and evil may descend upon the earth and destroy mankind. And will Eugene become the hero that he is destined to be? Come see it.
I don't really like the term cult musical, but things that we've discussed before with social media and people dressing up, it's going that way.
Yeah.
And I know that your run here is ending quite soon, and I'm sure Eugenius will have a life beyond this week. I'm almost certain of it.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It being a cult musical, it could be taken anywhere.
I really hope so. I really hope so. It really does deserve it. It's the music is amazing, and there's a girl in it, well, not in the show, but who comes to watch the show called Tina, who's watched it like 22 times.
Wow.
And she said, I've never watched a show so many times in my life when she completely just is engrossed in the story. She, like you said before, she comes to the theatre and she just escapes for 2 hours and is just overwhelmed by the production. So I'd love to get it out there and make other people feel like that.
I think it would work, and I think with the theme, like you said before, with Stranger Things, you've got Big Bang Theory, you've got Marvel that always bring out. I mean, comic books just seem to work everywhere. It's such a universal, excuse the pun, universal sort of theme. I think it really could go anywhere.
I do, yeah.
And it's actually quite rare, and this sounds like a very fake statement. It's very rare that I actually do go to the theatre and I don't find anything to pick a hole out, anything where I go, well, why did they do that? Why did they change that? Because Eugenius sets itself up in such a way that any of its flaws are just there, and it's like, laugh at it. Laugh, enjoy yourself.
It takes the mick out of itself. It doesn't take
Exactly.
itself too seriously.
Exactly, and I think that's why people call it escapism, because there's no room really for any negative critique.
Absolutely. If you're coming to expecting Hamlet, then you will be disappointed but we know that. We're not a show that we advertise it as it's not serious. By the first song, Tough Man, you kind of, if you don't understand what's going to happen in the next 2 hours, then you know.
I mean, the moment, I've forgotten if it's like 1 or Act 2, where someone says, it's Act 2, isn't it? It's who's going to sing the power ballad?
Yes.
Like you're giving the audience that someone's going to come out and
yeah.
sing something. And you kind of expect, oh, well, it's going to be a big number, but you don't expect how big it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, it feels like you're sat watching an 80s music video.
Yeah.
And then you have a wind fan at one point.
Yeah.
I mean, that must just be a dream to have that.
It's amazing. It's just, I mean, I personally, I didn't watch any. I'm not a fan of 80s films. I wasn't a fan of 80s films. I am now because we had to go away and watch and do all the research. But to be a part of that world for one night, for 2 hours every night is a dream.
I was out Saturday night with my friends, and shots came to the table. I just told this to Scott. And I said, this is from a table. They wanted you to have these. And I just looked around. It's like, do I know anybody here? And I caught eyes with this girl who was at the table next to us, and she just went, so she had seen the show, I guess, and recognized me.
Brilliant.
And was doing the choreography. That's how memorable it is.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
And even when we see people in the audience doing that move, and it's like, it's so amazing to see that they're really and enjoying it and just going for it. And it's brilliant.
It's almost like a universal term now that's come up for Eugenius.
Yeah,
isn't it? Like,
it's part
no
of
one's
that
going to
cult
be able to
thing,
do this
I think.
anymore.
I think really is part of all of it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you.
Thanks, me and everyone. If you can come get tickets for Eugenius, absolutely do. It's until the 3rd of March. There are matinees, some nights are sold out, but if you can get tickets,
1 week
definitely
left. Come and see Eugenius.
For now,
see you there, huh?
I have high hopes that it's going to continue.
We do too.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.